Hello and welcome to Hindustan Times. My name is Rasesh Mandani. Alas, it was not to be for the Indian cricket team in the World Test Championship final. Both India and New Zealand had 98 overs to try and produce a result on the reserve day, and at the end of it all, New Zealand only needed 4 playing days in a test match that was played over a span of 6 days to come up triumphs against an Indian side which was perhaps more fancied to win because of their overall strength, but clearly the Kiwis were more suited to win in English conditions, and they showed how to play test match cricket in England and taught a lesson to their more fancied Indian side. Where did India lose? India perhaps lost it in the opening hour of the final day itself. All that India needed to do really was to bat out the first session without losing too many wickets, or at the most 1 wicket. If they had managed to do that, then New Zealand would have been battling time and chasing victory would have been that much more difficult for them. But as it turned out, in the first half an hour itself, the big tall Kyle Jamieson getting the wickets of Virat Kohli and Cheteshwar Pujara were nibbling outside the off stump. And once he did that, it really did peg the Indian team on the back foot. And when you come to think of it, then perhaps you do wonder if India actually had a well-rounded playing 11 for English conditions, because the likes of a Rishabh Pant, Ravindra Jadeja, Ravichandran Ashwin are good all-round cricketers in Indian conditions or a lot of conditions, but perhaps in English conditions they are not the same batsmen, and that does sort of put the team on the back foot a little bit. Although you wouldn't want to be critical of Rishabh Pant, because while he was there, he was entertaining, and he has to be one of the most enterprising batsmen in world cricket, and really he had no other option but to go for the shots, because it was getting a lot more difficult for the batsmen to hang in there, and with no one really to play the anchor, there's not much option that Pant was left with. But all in all, India only managed 170, and that gave their bowlers only 138 runs to play with. Ashwin started off well, and in the first opening hour, getting New Zealand openers back in the pavilion did keep India in the game. But after that, the ice cool Kane Williamson joined hands with veteran Ross Taylor, and together they stitched together this unbeaten 3rd wicket partnership. A few hiccups here and there, which is something that you expect with the Duke's ball, which is moving. But really, once Taylor and Williamson got away, India never really looked in the contest, trying to defend that very small total that their batsmen had given them to play with. So a lot to ponder over for the Indian team, but a fantastic thumbs up for New Zealand cricket. They've got now this opportunity. They had this opportunity to overcome the loss of the 2019 ODI World Cup, and they managed to do that, which they lost so agonizingly in the final in the super over to England. And now New Zealand cricket have got smiles on their faces. Their sort of brief history with ICC events, which the first one they won in the year 2000, where they won the Champions Trophy. After that, they lost the 2015 ODI World Cup final, the 2019 ODI World Cup final. Now they have got this honor of being crowned the World Test champions. The World Test mace belongs to Williamson and his team. For Virat Kohli and his team, a lot to ponder over, because they've now, despite creating this heavyweight test team that they have, they're now losing ICC events too many in a row and far too frequently for a team of their quality's liking. So they lost the 2016 T20 World Cup. They lost out in the semi-finals. They lost the finals of the 2017 Champions Trophy. They lost in the finals of the 2019 ODI World Cup. And now they've finished second best in this World Test Championship as well. So no matter how much of an overall strength your team has, and that you play well in bilaterals, championship success matters. And that is something that Kohli and his team are not being able to stitch together victories at. And this is something that should concern them. All said and done, a deserving team finishing victorious, because New Zealand had the firepower that was needed, the swing bowlers that were needed to take advantage of overcast conditions, of that bit of grass that was there on the wicket on day 2. And all in all, it has to be said that the 4-pronged pace attack that New Zealand had, the Indian batsmen, the big names in the Indian batting, really did not have any answers to them in both the innings, and that is perhaps where this test match final was lost.